So,
listener, this is a threesome intro. And
let's
we
not call it
just
that. Let's not. Can we not?
Well,
call it?
I think it's safer to call it that, so that there's no
Safer than what?
surprises. Let's label it as dangerous as possible. Let's establish some rules.
I'll be in the middle.
Enjoy the threesome.
Should we say our names in the threesome?
It's better not to know your names.
Okay.
What would your safe word be?
Well, let's just start by cutting all these lights. I just know that darkness is usually the best.
And just let whatever happens happen.
Yeah,
My safe word is chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles, okay. And this is very dark in here now. This is great, okay. And mine will be Constantinople. And what about yours, friend? Ooh, that's handsy. Was that you?
I'm done.
You're already finished. Huh. Well, then let's get to the show. Here's SmartLess.
SmartLess.
Sean, now you were going to say something of great importance.
No, I just said I have two openers. I could tell you about my colonoscopy, or we could talk about Scotty's birthday today.
Oh, what do you mean two openers?
Two openers. Do you think about what you're going to talk about before we come on air?
Well, just before I came on, I was like, oh, it's Scotty's birthday, and I wanted to tell you about my colonoscopy.
Well, first
you
of
don't
all,
have to call them openers.
Okay.
First of all,
I know you hate that, Jay. You hate that.
If you can't, guys, let's not fight already. Let me just say this. If you can't decide whether to talk about your husband's birthday or your colonoscopy, then you guys are in trouble.
They are synonymous.
Well,
I mean.
Anyway, well.
When was your colonoscopy?
How did it go?
Wait, can we pick?
Well, colonoscopy is really fast. I mentioned this to Jason the other day, and he's like, oh, you got to tell this on the podcast. So when I had earlier this summer, I had my colonoscopy, and I was like, I got to think of something right before I go under. And so
why do you have to think of? Because you want to entertain the group?
I just want to go out on a joke.
Go out on a joke. In case you don't come back, you
That's
want to be able to be the last thing that you made doctors laugh. Yeah,
exactly
right.
right.
It's kind of like you thought about an opener for
saying.
today.
Can't understand what you're saying.
You thought about an opener for today, so you were thinking about a closer for your colonoscopy. Keep going.
And now chew. Go ahead, Sean.
And chew. No, so, I was in the little operating room. There's like two nurses, the doctor, the anesthesiologist, whatever, and you're on your side with your ass hanging out, bare ass, and I go, let me know when the propofol goes in, the anesthesia. And they go, okay, it's going in. I go, and they go, count backwards from 10. And I go, 10, 9, whatever you do, don't touch my asshole. And then I was out.
And did you ask for a review of your joke when you woke up?
Great question.
Did it work?
Nobody cared.
But did they laugh?
I think I heard a couple chuckles as I was leaving.
Don't you touch my ass.
Imagine the jokes they get.
I know, I can't even.
That accountants decide to make in those moments.
Or Sean.
I remember being real lippy when I woke up and still kind of somewhat inebriated from the anesthesia. I made some inappropriate jokes to the doctor there. He's a professional.
Don't you sleep really well after that, though? I love it.
Yeah. So how were things? Did they chop anything
fine.
out?
Everything's. He said you might want to think about losing a couple pounds, but other than
no, he didn't. Did he really?
Yeah.
What? You're not heavy.
Because I have. It's such a long story. I had an endoscopy too, and I have like a tiny. What is it?
What
called?
does that mean? It was something through the mouth?
They look down your throat to look at your stomach as well as your asshole.
Did the two cameras meet somewhere in the middle, or like around your stomach? Did they go?
Yeah, we got
hello?
coverage. We got coverage on both.
Did they have a special camera that can get through chin food like in the stomach that can burrow
thrash through a few dumplings?
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Sean,
no. Anyway,
how is hypochondriactor going?
Good, really well.
Because I feel like we're on an episode right now.
I know. Forget it. Let's move on.
No, let's not.
Let's move on to your husband's birthday.
Yeah. No, it's good. Thank you very much.
What'd you get Scotty for his birthday?
So I got him. You guys are gonna love this. I got him some Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Colonoscopy.
I got him some Ray-Ban sunglasses. He wanted some
boy.
Calvin Klein underwear. He wanted Viore shorts because he loves the ones I always
Hang
wear.
on, you bought him shorts and sunglasses?
Yeah, Viore. He wanted Viore shorts. But this is the greatest thing. He wanted the Godfather trilogy 50th anniversary.
Oh my God,
4K.
you got him VHS tapes, shorts, and sunglasses. I would punch you in the face, then break up with you.
They're not VHS.
I called Sean the other day. I called Sean the other night, and they were having friends over, and they were watching. They were watching Rogue One.
Yeah, but you know why?
Because you had
Because
13-year-olds
they couldn't
over?
be more bored. Because they couldn't be more bored. Is that why? Is the answer because they couldn't be more fucking bored?
Such a good movie. I love that movie.
Okay.
And then because we were getting ready to watch Andor, which is the prequel to Rogue
How does one
One.
get ready? Is there like hamstring
You
stretching?
watch the Rogue One.
Andor. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I like to refer to no but. As in, are you going to watch it? No, but that's because I'm a fucking grown up.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait for you to steal that joke at your next Boar Fest.
I can't wait for the fucking.
Oh my God, it's so early. I feel like we're on tour again.
I know. I feel it's terrible, and we're eating, and we're just lazy.
Oh,
and,
God. Okay, here we go.
Just one eating.
This fellow was not born in this country today. He was.
Oh, let's get to the guest.
In college, he double majored in philosophy and computer science, and he comes from a family of doctors.
What?
Yeah. He really broke the pattern, though, when moving to the United States to pursue acting and comedy. One of his inspirations when breaking into comedy was Hugh Grant's performance in 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Well, now he's inspiring me and the masses because he's a freaking comedy genius. Please welcome the brilliant, Oscar-nominated Kumail Nanjiani.
No way.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Wow.
Wait a second.
Look at
Wait
this
a
fella.
second.
This is Will's
Wait-
co-star.
Wait a second. Wait a
How's
second.
it going?
Really
Is this
good.
as exciting as you and McGregor?
Kumail,
Well,
Kumail,
only the beginning.
this is so on brand for Kumail now because he's going to put us in a tough spot. He came out with a question, which is what I love about him, because he never rests.
Wait, so do you guys all know each other? Because Kumail, we've never met.
We've never met.
Kumail very kindly did season 1 of Murderville, and he was, I got to say this, you were brilliant.
Very much so. I will.
Really?
Thank you. I had such a great time. What a great idea for a show. And
That is great. For Tracy, if you haven't seen it, it's a scripted show except for the guest. And me and Jason just experienced this because we were just on. The guest has no lines, no knowledge of anything that's going on. So they kind of have to go with Will, who guides you through the episode.
That's right, based on an English show called Murder and Successful, created by the brilliant Tom Davis. And we were lucky enough to come and bring and do our version here, and Kumail was in season 1. And how did you enjoy it, Kumail?
I had a great time. It was thrilling because it's like, and you guys don't cheat at all. So in between takes, I'm in a separate room. Nobody's talking to me. Will, you didn't talk to me as well until we wrapped. So I really had you really sort of have no idea. It's action. You walk into a scene. It was thrilling because I didn't have to sort of prepare. And sometimes, I get nervous about that stuff. But it was great. And it was honestly, I was kind of trying to paint you into a corner a bunch of times, Will.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have it. It was really impressive.
You can't beat Terry Seattle.
It was really tough. I really was there was one moment off camera where I was like, I got him. I fucking got this guy. And
What was the moment? What was the moment?
I don't remember what it was exactly, but I remember being I was just riffing with you off camera and I said something and I was like, watch him wriggle out of this. And then I did. You got out. Infuriating.
Oh, is when you asked me to do an impression of you.
No, that was on camera, and that was very funny. That was very good.
But experiencing it on my end, I truly am not just saying this. There's no one more brilliant at improv and moving things along
Thank
than
you
Mr.
very
Will Arnett.
much. Oh,
And Jason Bateman.
Thank you, Sean.
It's true.
No one,
It's
no
true.
one
It's
could
true.
touch Will.
I was so impressed.
You know who could? Vince Vaughn is very, very good at
Yes,
it too.
he's
I
also very
will
good.
say that.
Well, we don't need to get into
Fantastic player.
other people who
I'm
aren't
just
here.
saying, we're going to have
Peter Sellers was good too. Hey, listen, but Kumail, so these guys, Sean and
Those
Jason,
are the 3 greats of improv. Will Arnett,
Sure.
Peter Sellers, and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, the Mount Rushmore, if you will. Kumail, these guys came and did it just recently. Sean and Jason did. We're doing a big Christmas special, holiday special.
Laugh my ass off.
And we had a lot of fun. And they got to see firsthand. Jason was sequestered for 2 days in a trailer with no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Or water or food.
Yeah.
I thought that was excessive.
That's-
I mean, you can take me to set in a blindfold. That's fun. Hey, look at this.
Yeah.
But keeping me in a hole without any food or water, I don't understand how that foments comedy or good feelings, good
Yeah.
energy.
I wanted you to be hungry.
One needs just the basics.
Sure. Well, listen, you made it through. I don't know how #we're in this together and #blessed, but I
Did
do
you?
want to.
I have a question for you two. Did Will talk to you as well, or was he tarried the 2 days until you wrapped?
He was a little Terry. He was a little Will. He actually did a very, very good job of being the boss over there, the producer, and making sure everybody was okay and doing well. That was awesome.
I could have been better.
No, you could not
No,
have been
you-
better. You
Yeah.
I've never seen you work so hard, and you've worked hard the whole time I've known
it's
you.
amazing.
That really was your set.
It was
really,
a lot of fun. Well, Kumail, I got to say, one of the things that I really loved about having you on the show was, and that I realized about you is, A, you're a really good guy. You're an easy guy to hang out with.
You didn't assume that going in?
I didn't know. You never know with people.
Yeah.
It was more, I didn't know you. I didn't know if you were going to be, Johnny Big Shot. You had a bunch of, you're coming off
Big shot.
Marvel.
Silicon Valley, Marvel. You're like super buff. And I had to keep pointing out that I work out too.
You did.
Because
You
next to
certainly
you,
did.
it doesn't look like I do.
Wait, but now that Marvel's over, do you just not give a shit and you eat anything you want?
No.
No, he's in crazy shape.
Yeah, your body's crazy. It's amazing.
Although, thank you. I did just do a thing that I gained like 25 pounds for. I had to look different, and now I'm in the
Oh,
process.
Chippendales.
Yeah, I'm in the process of losing it. Yeah.
Wait. You had to put on fat to
Yeah.
be in Chippendales?
Yeah, the guy who founded Chippendales did not look like them. And part of the story is this guy's king of a world that he doesn't fit in, because it's all these like white dudes who look like Adonises. And then this guy was like a bigger guy who did not look like a male stripper. So I had to change the
Wait,
way
so
I
you had to
looked.
put on 25 pounds of belly. So how did you do? What was your? You could do it a bunch of different ways. Eat a bunch of different stuff. What was your choice?
Put your boner down.
There's a way to do it healthy, And then there's the way I did it, which is I just ate pies and fries and
I understand.
fried chicken.
Yeah, Sean. They keep moving the start date on whatever you're gaining weight for. Yeah. What's the?
Because gaining weight for is colonoscopy.
Sean, you look fucking great.
By the way, I've only had general anesthesia once. I was a kid. I had an ear operation, and I made the exact same joke going in. Don't touch my ass.
Yep.
I was 8 years old.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Very inappropriate.
Sean,
Wait a minute.
8-year-olds are making your joke. I mean,
And it was an ear surgery.
Definitely not the funniest.
sure.
Wait, Kumail.
How hard is it taking off the pies and milkshakes?
Me?
The hardest- yes.
Oh, Kumail.
Sorry, Sean.
The hardest part is readjusting to having to eat healthy. Honestly, when I start, because I was eating so unhealthy, I was eating 4 huge meals every day. So losing the first 10 was pretty easy, just going back to normal. The hard thing is not having that expectation of every day I can eat whatever I want. That's very tricky. It's hard to rewire to that because your taste palette changes, there was a time when I was eating a certain way. I was like, fruit is so good. I remember I would bite into a pear and go, this is the greatest dessert in the world. And then after gaining the weight, I was like, pears suck compared to cheesecake.
So
Yeah.
bland.
That's I just say let yourself eat whatever you want.
That's right.
But Sean, you just put sriracha on anything, right? And then down it goes.
Yeah. One way. So wait, listen, Kumail, my friend Chuck Sakula is in your show.
Shout out.
And as a Chippendale dancer, yeah, I've known him since I was 18 years old. And I texted him last night if he has any stories with you. And his text back to me was, in the first 2 episodes, he said you might remember him at the hot dog vendor they find on Venice Beach. And then I said, do you have any good stories with you? And Kumail goes, no good stories. No, I have no stories.
He was the hot dog vendor who becomes the dancer.
Yes.
He's great.
Okay, thanks. That's it.
He was awesome. He wore a crazy mullet for the show.
He did.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see it.
Great.
But wait, the trailer looks great. I love it. It looks really good.
From hot dog vendor to Chippendales dancer, there's sort of a correlation there.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't have it yet, but I'm in a montage right now and I'm in Camille's sort of perspective, and we're blending hot dogs and dancing, and he starts to get this idea, this big homoerotic light bulb goes
Here we
off
go.
in his
Here we
his
go.
head.
Because he's holding a hot
Yeah.
dog.
Right.
Yeah. I
No,
actually
got it.
see somebody holding a hot dog down by their waist, and I'm like, wait
Sure,
a minute.
just dancing.
Oh, there it is.
You want sauerkraut?
What is happening?
We'll be right back. Hey, SmartLess listener, we get support from FanDuel. Football season is underway, in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. So now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code SmartLess. Because listen, I'm going to talk about the things you're going to like about FanDuel. FanDuel has all your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props. You can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. With live betting, you'll get updated odds on games that have already started. The app is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Get your winnings paid fast. Oh, I'm ripping off my shirt! So sign up today with promo code SmartLess for your no-sweat first bet. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus exclusions apply. See show notes for full disclaimer. SmartLess is sponsored by BetterHelp. So I don't know if anybody knows me really well, and you guys are getting to know me a little better, is I'm kind of like I have one of those caretaker personalities. And a lot of times those personalities, you kind of put yourself last. And so it's something I'm working on through therapy. And fortunately, therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. So for me, I have to learn how to kind of put myself first and perfect example. Jason just texted me, and I stopped talking to answer him because I wanted him to feel good that I was there for him. But I need to focus on this and being there for you guys. So it's something I'm working on, and something I think a lot of people struggle with is the anxiety that goes with being a caretaker and or having a caretaking personality, or as it's commonly known as like a people pleaser. So those are my issues. What are yours? Don't tell me now. Use BetterHelp. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. It couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/smartless. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/smartless. SmartLess listeners, this episode is brought to you by Zelle. When anyone sends you money, or if you need to get paid back, always ask for Zelle. With Zelle, the money goes straight into your bank account. You don't have to download another app because it's probably already in your banking app. It's in over 1,600 different banking apps, and it works even if the sender banks somewhere different than you in the United States. Jason, Will, and I use Zelle to pay each other back all the time. Jason and I have both visited Will's summer home on the East Coast, and we paid him back for meals and other stuff with Zelle. We have also used Zelle for things like splitting the bill for group dinners, as well as paying each other back for gifts we brought together for like a mutual friend or coworkers or whatever. And so when we need to get paid back, we always ask each other for Zelle. Look for Zelle in your banking app today.
All right, back to the show.
Okay, so Kumail, we don't know each other. I'd like to start at the beginning, like we often do on this. Pakistan, what was it like growing up there? What made you move to the United States? And give us all that stuff, because I don't know those answers.
And what was the name of your high school girlfriend? Keep going.
Yeah.
That's a callback to Murderville, which Sean, you have not watched.
No. I will watch your episode.
It was, it's hard to say because it's just what my life was. So it was the same as kind of here, I guess.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, there's a million cultural differences between Pakistan culture and American culture. What were some of that you're thankful for, and what are some that you really miss that,
I mean, the way
that you're thankful for the move?
Wow, what do I miss? I miss the food. I mean, our food's the best food in the world. I was just with my...
What's your favorite Pakistani food, yes?
Biryani. It's like...
Biryani.
What is that?
So good.
What is that?
What goes on?
We have rice, There's
Okay.
meat. There's some meat in there, and what you do is, and there's the way my mom makes it, which is because of where she's from. She's from a town in India called Calcutta. You put potatoes in there too.
Sure.
But the whole thing with biryani is how slow can you cook it? You know, that's like I cooked this for 6 hours, 7
Yeah.
hours, 8 hours. That's the thing of it. And you know, my grandmother's biryani was the best biryani I'd ever had. And my mom's was like the second best. It was like 5% worse, but it was so close.
Yeah.
And my grandmother passed away a few years ago. And this time I was at my parents' and I ate my mom's. And it was like only 3% worse. She's getting there.
Do you let her know? Do you go like, hey, you're getting better?
I did.
Oh my God. You're a tough customer.
No, that's a compliment. I think it meant a lot to her because she started crying. I don't know if it was good crying or bad crying. But
But Kumail, what don't
Sean
you
could
miss?
walk you through some of the nice rice dishes at Chin Chin. Maybe you can find a nice little replacement there.
By the way,
that's
you just
local.
order a side of rice with all of the options, and there you go.
rice is my favorite thing. That was the
I love
hardest
it.
thing to give up. When I
What
was
what
trying
don't
to-
what don't you miss about Pakistan?
This question is a trap, and I'm not
Yeah,
falling.
it's a
into
trap.
it.
Okay, fine.
He's
Of course
gonna-
it is.
they're
No, I just
gonna-
didn't know if it was like a
Everything's a trap.
What
Everything's
moved-
a trap.
what moved you
are
guys to the United
dicks.
States?
I'm fine. This is a dick fest.
Kind of like
Speaking of hot dog
come to like my
vendors.
show.
Great
Welcome to Chippendales.
transition to Chippendales. Here we go.
Yeah.
Dick Fest. Tell us your favorite part of Chippendales.
Favorite part? I mean, I think it's a really, really great show. I genuinely do. I think my favorite part is working with the other actors. They were so. Do you guys see White Lotus?
yes.
Murray
I
Bartlett?
haven't,
Oh,
but I
it's
hear it's
I
fantastic.
haven't seen it
incredible.
yet, but I heard it's
Oh
great.
my God, it's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
It's so good. And Murray's in our show, and he's fantastic. I got to work with Juliette Lewis, who I've been a
Sure.
fan of forever.
She's
She's
incredible.
amazing. Annalee Ashford, who's like a Broadway legend. She's won a Tony.
Did you have to do any
good.
dancing?
I didn't, which was good because I can't do it.
Not much
Well,
of a
but
dancer.
would you have?
But you did in Eternals.
I tried in Eternals.
Let's say they wanted you to play the lead in the Chippendales thing, which means you had to do a lot of dance, a lot of pole work. Would you have said yes?
Well, I want to clarify. I did play the lead, but I didn't have to.
the lead dancer. Sorry.
Okay, cool it. Kumail, all right. Jesus.
Can I get back to? I just want to know what made your family move from Pakistan
No,
to the
I
United
want.
States.
Okay, and then we're going to double back to the pole dancing. Go ahead.
Okay.
It was actually love of pole dancing that made my family move. They were like, we want to go where that happens.
Sure.
No, I moved on my own for college. My family didn't move until many, many years later. So I just moved on my own. I went to Grinnell College in Iowa because I honestly didn't know that. I didn't understand how big America was, and I only knew America from movies and TV shows. And Iowa was not very represented. So I was very surprised. I thought it was all New York and LA, and then suddenly, with pigs and corn.
So it was just a desire to change scenery.
Well, I think the plan was always for my family to move out of Pakistan and come to America. That was always the plan. So the school they sent me to was one where most of the education was in English, and that the plan was to always try and move to America if possible.
And were you taught English before you left Pakistan? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up. I learned English in school, but I grew up watching so many movies and TV shows.
Well, I thought that was funny that Hugh Grant was your inspiration. Not that he's not talented and funny and all those great things.
Yeah.
But who else?
Well, Bill Murray, obviously,
Yeah.
like Ghostbusters was my favorite thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Are you afraid of no ghost?
I am afraid of Ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is
Because
why
I ain't afraid of no.
it was
okay.
an aspirational love of Bill Murray for being afraid of no ghosts. But I remember in school, I think it was kindergarten or first grade. I remember when I first started learning English, and being like very upset that I'm like, I already know how to say all this stuff. Why do I need a whole other way of saying tiger? I already know this. So I remember the first time I started learning English.
So you learned a lot of English from just watching television.
I think I learned to be like very conversant in English watching television and movies. And it was all the movies you guys watched, like, Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all that stuff.
But but what I want to get into, Kumail, if we can just jump, so you come here, you go to college here. Fast forward a few years later, you work a bunch, and then you and your wife write
Emily
this
Gordon,
film.
amazing.
Emily Gordon, write this film together.
Yes.
The Big Sick, directed by my old friend Michael Showalter, whom I've known for years and years and years. Talk us through that process, how it came about, how it came to be, and how the film came, brilliant, and you guys, obviously winning Oscars and all that.
And
kind of
Apatow, Judd, how did you get involved with
Judd, yeah. We didn't win. We got nominated.
sorry, nominated.
Get Out won, and honestly, cannot be upset because Get Out is a fantastic movie.
Yeah. So how did it all come about? What's the genesis of all of it?
So I basically I'd sort of done a very, very small blink and you miss it part in a 5-year engagement with Jason Segel and Emily Blunt and that Judd produced. Just one scene. And then I was at South by Southwest Festival in Austin. I used to go do stand-up comedy there all the time. And I did this talk show that Pete Holmes used to host. And Judd was one of the guests, and I was one of the guests. And Judd was like, hey, you're that guy who has one line in my movie. And I was like, yeah, I'm such a big fan. Nice to meet you. He was very nice. He was very complimentary because I hadn't seen the movie yet. He's like, you're so great in it. You really get a big laugh exactly when we need it. And when I watched the movie, I was like, he was just being nice because it's truly a nothing part.
He's a nice fella.
He's a nice fella. But we did this talk show together and we sort of hung out that weekend and had a great time. And then when I got home that week, my manager called and was like, hey, Judd Apatow called and he wants to meet you. And he wants to know if you have any like movie ideas. And so I sort of wrote down like 5 ideas, all like kind of, dumb ideas. And I went and pitched them to him. Like, one really was about a ghost witch. It's a ghost who's also a witch, like a witch dies and then it's a ghost. And he's like, these are all really fun. And then I was like, and then, my girlfriend was in a coma for 2 weeks, right when we first started dating, and I hung out with her family the whole time. And he was like,
did you guys start dating when she was in a coma?
That's when we started. Yeah. She's such a good listener.
No, but seriously, I mean, all jokes aside, wait, she went into coma when you first started dating?
A few months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Talk us through that a little bit, as much as you're comfortable with.
We were dating a few months. I met this girl, and I was like, wow, she's really, really awesome. And I think we were dating about 6 or 7 months, but it really was just dating. We weren't living together.
Right.
I don't think we'd said I love you or anything yet. And then suddenly one day, she hadn't been feeling well for a couple weeks. I don't know how much detail. Anyway,
No.
I was at a show and I couldn't get in touch with her. And I remember I was just calling and because she was going to go to the doctor in the afternoon. I just couldn't get in touch with her. And had a terrible set. And at 11 p.m. Yeah.
Sorry
just,
about the set.
just
Sorry
like
about the
that.
set.
Sorry about the
Not a
set,
lot of
by
laughs
the way.
here.
No, it didn't really get a lot. There's also something kind of. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a second. And then at 11, she called and she was like, "Hey, I'm in the hospital." And she told me where she was, and I ran over. And
Did you tell her about the set?
Yeah, I mean, I opened with the
I'd
set.
love to come, but I'm pretty banged up about this.
Yeah, I gotta go do some rewriting. I'm gonna go sign up for another open mic. I gotta wash this taste out.
Just while it's fresh and
Yeah. I can't. I'm sorry. This really is an emergency. I need a good set.
Comedy emergency.
I mean, that is how I opened. I was like, honey, I've been trying to get in touch with you. I had a bad set and I really need to vent about it.
Yeah. Good for you.
But there's a scene in the movie where I sort of walk through the hospital and I find Zoe Kazan, who plays Emily in the movie. And it's very similar. You sort of feel like you're going into this weird world. And then I saw her sitting in her hospital bed. And she just looked so different than she did this morning, She was like hooked up to all this kind of stuff. And then the doctor came, the nurse came, and I was like, can we go home? And she said, no, we have to wait until the doctor comes in at 6 a.m. So they gave her a room. The doctor came in at 6 a.m., saw her. He came out and he was like, hey, so we need to intubate her right now. This is all in the movie, but it's really true. They were like, we need to intubate her. And I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, well, we have to put her on a machine, things in here in her neck, and we're going to put her in a medically induced coma. And I was like, what? They're like, we have to do it. So we need somebody to sign this. And I was like, they were like, are you her husband? And I was like, no. And people don't believe this part of the story. It's completely true. He's like, she needs to go into this thing. We need a family member to sign this. So you need to just like lie to us and just sign it because this needs to happen.
Wow.
And I remember I signed it and they ran into a room. It was her and like 3 or 4 other guys. And I just watched them do it. Like I watched them do, they should have been like, hey, sir, take a walk, go to the vending machine or something. But I watched them do it. And
Wow.
What the hell?
What was she suffering from, Carrie? Are you allowed to say?
yeah. So I don't want to talk about her diagnosis too much because that's her story. She talks about it.
Sure.
But she eventually got diagnosed with something called adult onset Still's disease, which is sort of like arthritis, but for the organs. And so it attacks your lungs, kidneys, heart. It got to
Any
her heart.
treatment for it?
Yes. And then later, so this treatment at the time was steroids. They just pump her full of steroids. It's episodic, so it's something that comes on. She's lucky. She only feels it about once a year. But once you know what it is, you take the pill and it knocks it out.
That's good.
It is. And then 10 years later, she got diagnosed with another thing called CVID, which is common variable immunodeficiency. And that there is a new treatment for. And she goes and gets this treatment every month. Mm-hmm. Her body does not make antibodies at all. Like the normal level is like 1,200 and her level was literally 1. Like it was 1. And so she basically has to go get this infusion every month. And now she's doing really well. She's great.
You want to know what a small world it is? You are a spokesperson for Up the Antibodies.
That's right.
Right? And my niece is the senior project manager of that campaign.
Oh, really? So she's
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
Sean last week, he went to have his colonoscopy, and when the doctor looked at him, and he said that he's got what he described as an antibody.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite formed fully.
So wait, listen, I heard, and then you guys turned this whole thing into this great movie. And I heard the movie ended up on Pornhub. Is that true? The entire movie?
Yeah, I think they do that sometimes. Like certain movies just end up on Pornhub. We were on Pornhub for a second.
That's crazy. The whole movie?
Yeah, it got pirated. And
I'll say.
I don't know how many views it got. I should have checked.
That's crazy that it was on there.
But Judd didn't direct it. Michael Showalter directed it.
Yes.
But Judd really, really taught us how to write on that movie. We wrote it for 3 years. And, he would rip apart every draft until we got one that he liked. And
Talk to me about Emily auditioning to play herself and not getting the part and Zoe taking it. How was that? Was that a painful process?
She just wasn't off book. She was looking at her sides, and that's unprofessional. I was like, you lived it. You should know these lines.
Yeah, this isn't radio. Learn your lines.
Yeah, honey, please. How about some eye contact?
Next time.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Thank you, Rocket Money, for your support. Listener, do you know how much your subscriptions really cost? Most Americans think they spend about $80 a month on subscriptions when the actual total is closer to $200 plus. That's right. You could be wasting hundreds of dollars each month on subscriptions you don't even know about. There is this app we're very excited about that takes care of all of that for you. And it's called, I said it earlier, Rocket Money. They're formerly known as Truebill, but Rocket Money is just so much more fun to say, right? This app shows you all your subscriptions in one place, and then it cancels for you whatever you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out that you were double charged for a subscription. It takes care of so much. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel. And Rocket Money is going to take care of the rest. Let's get rid of all the useless subscriptions with Rocket Money right now. Let's go to rocketmoney.com/smartless. Seriously, it could save you hundreds of dollars per year. That's rocketmoney.com/smartless. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/smartless. I'm not going to say it again.
SmartLess is brought to you in part by Thuma. Guys, are you kind of like as bad as I am about assembling like furniture and putting together like anything? Like for me, I have trouble putting together like a peanut butter sandwich. I know there's peanut butter and I know sometimes there's jelly, but I don't know if it goes on the outside of the bread or the inside of the bread. Well, the same thing can happen when you get like something delivered to your house with great directions and you just can't figure it out. But guess what? Even I figured out how to put together my Thuma bed. Your bedroom deserves a refresh, and now it's the perfect time to elevate the most important room in your home with Thuma. Introducing The Bed by Thuma. Handcrafted from eco-friendly, high-quality, upcycled wood, you'll find beautiful, unique variations in the natural grain. The minimalist design featuring Japanese joinery helps elevate any space. It's super supportive for your mattress, breathable, and made to naturally minimize noise and create space. The perfect platform bed frame just got better. You can now customize the bed by choosing between their original pillow board or their new solid wood headboard. Thuma practices an intentional less is more design philosophy for the bedroom with clean lines, subtle curves, and lifestyle-enhancing details. Thuma proves that simplicity is the truest form of sophistication. And let me tell you, just to remind you, just to kind of like bang it into your head, it is so easy to assemble. I did it. I'm the dumbest person on the planet Earth. I even just said the planet Earth instead of Earth. I'm serious. I set this thing up under 5 minutes all by myself. It's amazing. I can't do anything under 5 minutes, if you know what I mean. Create that feeling of checking into your favorite boutique hotel suite, but at home with The Bed by Thuma. And now go to thuma.co/smartless to receive a $25 credit towards your purchase of The Bed, plus free shipping in the continental U.S. Go to thuma.co/smartlets. That's thuma.co/smartless for a $25 credit.
And now, back to the show.
Kumail, talk about like the merging of, like, what was the wedding like with your religious background and Emily's? Was it like all easily accepted? What's her priest? Background? Was it like, who married you?
She's, from North Carolina.
Well, that's a religion?
Some kind of Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was actually, once she was sick and in the coma, that's when I first told my parents about her. Mm-hmm. I was like, yes, Jason.
Hey, Mom, Dad.
Classic good news, bad news.
But the wedding was smooth.
This is what happened. So basically, I told my mom, and they were very concerned for her. And then, soon as she would call me like, "How's Emily?" And then, soon as Emily was out of the coma and out of the woods, she was still in the hospital for a while longer. But there was a day where we were like, there was literally one day where they were like, "And now it's going to be okay." She was in a coma for 8 days, and now it's going to be okay. And so then she's still in the hospital for another month, but that month every day is better than the previous. And that's when my mom was like, "So what are you gonna fucking do with this woman? What's the plan? Like, you guys like living together? What's going on? How long have you been?" That's when she started sort of. And so as soon as Emily was out of the coma and okay, we went and got married, like on our own, like stood in line at the courthouse and just went and got married.
Yeah.
Like literally, this is not in the movie because it's kind of unbelievable, but just a couple months after she was healthy, if you see the pictures of the day we got married, you can still see she's recovering. And I called my mom and I said, "Hey, now we're married, so you kind of don't really have a choice. I love this woman, she loves me, and I think you're going to love her too if you meet her." So my mom said, "Okay, bring her by." So 2 weeks after
Bring her by.
2 weeks after our marriage, we went, and to my parents' credit, they threw together a big like Pakistani wedding for us 2 weeks later.
Oh,
so the first time they met Emily was at our wedding.
Wow.
And and it was really like lovely. Her immediate family came. Some of my friends came. It was such a quick thing.
Is your dad still with us?
He is, yeah.
Yeah. Is he a little bit more of an easier sell than Mom is? You're talking about getting Mom there. Dad is kind of good with most things.
Well, it was certainly a good cop, bad cop situation our whole life.
Right.
And Emily is, I don't, you guys haven't met her. She's just so wonderful and charming and just like, oh my God, I'm getting emotional. Just like truly like the best person I've ever met. And so she's sort of undeniable. I knew that if they met her, they'd fall in love with her just the way I did.
And isn't it true, in addition to being like this brilliant writer, author person, she was a former couples family therapist.
Oh, wow.
Which means like you can't get away with anything ever.
She was a therapist, and it's actually good because she sort of taught me a lot about myself. I realized, sometimes you don't know like the things you like. She'd be like, "You're not upset because you can't find your Bruce Springsteen shirt right now. What else is going on?"
Right.
And so she was very good at that. And my dad is very. My dad's like a real softie, like he cries very easily, which was good for me to see. Like a man who was comfortable with his own emotions, and I was someone who wasn't for a very long time.
You mean the definition of a real man?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Yeah.
Listen up, Will.
Just this weekend we were there, and my dad they threw a 70th surprise birthday for him, and he can't talk about it without crying. He's like, and so there were 83 people there. It's really, really sweet.
Wait, how long have you been married now? And do you guys make a big deal out of anniversaries, or is it just like,
2 weeks.
See you later?
Yeah, this is all very fresh.
Wow.
15 years. It was 15 years this
that's
year. We were
great.
married. Yeah,
That's
long
amazing.
time.
And do you make a big deal of anniversaries, or is it just another day?
We wanted to make a really big deal of this one because I was like, I want to have like a big, because we didn't really get to have a huge, crazy like big wedding, the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
So 15 years, I wanted to do a big thing, but because of COVID and because we just have to be more careful than almost everybody else.
Yeah.
We just couldn't do it. So hopefully next year. But yeah, we like to make a thing of it. I think these milestones are
If
important.
you do it next year, will you have? Am I invited?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You would be invited. Would you come?
Of course I would. What do you mean? Would I come?
Yeah, I'd love.
Well, don't be so shocked. A lot of people, myself included. I mean, didn't I say to you, Will, do not invite me to your wedding?
You did.
Yeah.
But then you were mad when you weren't. You're like, I didn't get an invite. I was like, yeah,
Right.
I invited.
Well,
Well,
'cause I'm
Amanda didn't
crazy.
know that you were invited. Amanda gave me shit once. Jason's wife gave me shit that they weren't at my wedding, and I said, Jason asked to not be invited.
I just.
And then she's like, he's such a brat. He doesn't have the authority to say that, and blah, 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 blah. So anyway.
Well, aren't some weddings? I mean, weddings are sometimes they're so long in the ceremony, and like, you want to
It's
go.
not about you. It's about them. So, yes, Kumail, if you find it in your heart, if you're looking for extra seat fillers, I'd love to come.
You've always been a great seat filler, Will.
Jason, can I invite you to the anniversary?
I'm not coming.
Or
I'm not coming, Kumail.
All right. Well, then
I'll come. I've changed. Since Will's been in my life, I've changed. I've learned to enjoy big.
I just don't like getting invited, as you know, to like 1-year-old birthday parties. That's where I take offense. Because
Don't invite me to your kid's party, but I'll come to your wedding.
Your kid, fine. Your 1-year-old baby, F off.
Yeah.
Well, Kumail, if you call it not an anniversary party, but you're
So true.
renewing your vows, so it's
Yes.
kind of like a
Can you do
new
that?
wedding, and if I can either throw rose petals or be the officiator of the wedding, one of those two roles. Other than that, I can't. I don't think I'll. I think I'll probably
So I have
pass.
to bribe you with like a sort of a limelight situation. To
One
get
of
you
those
to
two
come?
roles. Yeah.
Featuring
Okay.
Kumail and Emily's wedding. Featuring
Featuring, yeah.
And I will not take third billing either. It's got to be an and or an
It'll
or.
be Jason
at the
Bateman
very
presents Kumail and Emily renewing their vows.
Kumail, educate me on this. A friend of mine who's Indian got married years back, and he came in on a white horse. Do they do that in Pakistani weddings?
I think they do. We didn't do that because we got married in New Jersey, and horses are hard to get on short notice.
Sure.
But like, I think that's like a big
Horse heads, on the other hand.
horse heads. I could get you one tonight. Where do you live?
That was too quick.
What color horse head do you want?
Oh my
That is
God.
really scary.
Oh my God.
What color?
What about a honeymoon? Did you guys do a honeymoon?
No, we didn't. We really were at that time, just did not have money. And so we really didn't do it. I think I would say I would consider our honeymoon to be right after we finished the Big Sick. We went out of the country, and that was, it sort of felt like our first real honeymoon. We had no money. I mean, really, the rings we got each other, we got them from Walmart, I think for $75 each.
Right.
And then we
Don't
did,
throw them out.
years later, we did go and get new wedding rings.
But you still have the old ones for fun, right?
Shit.
Like in a box? No?
We couldn't afford boxes, Jason.
They couldn't even, not even boxes.
It's tough.
I mean, I lost my real wedding ring on the set of Burning Love. Do you guys know that show, Burning Love?
Yes, hysterical.
Really funny. Ken Marino, yeah.
Yeah, so funny.
Love Ken Marino.
Doesn't sound like a set you'd want to lose your wedding ring on, unless you want to have a real problem with your wife.
What kind of
home.
set do you want to lose your wedding ring on?
That's a great question.
Married forever? One of those?
It's my husband Scotty's birthday today, and of course,
Happy birthday, Scotty.
Yes, and of course, I sing him the happy birthday song in Pakistan, which is "Happy birthday, thank you very much."
Wait, how do you know this? You do
Because
research.
I'm a fan of yours, and I watch your stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, that's it?
There was a story I used to tell on stage where I went to a friend's birthday party and they played the birthday song on repeat, but it was some weird knockoff Pakistani version of the birthday song, and it was just a guy saying, "Happy birthday, thank you very much. Happy birthday, thank you very much." Over and over. And then I saw a monkey fight a mongoose. I saw a snake fight a mongoose.
At a birthday party.
At a party?
Yeah, that was
That sounds great.
Yeah. Who do you think won?
Mongoose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bloody.
I saw Ricky Tikki Tavi growing up.
Yeah. That thing.
Right? You guys all saw that cartoon?
I did
No,
not.
I don't know that.
Wait, tell me real quick, because before we let you go, Kumail, how many years did you guys do the Silicon Valley program?
Brilliant.
We did 6 seasons over 7 years.
Super funny.
yeah.
Super funny show.
One of the best
Yeah.
classic
I
comedy.
love that Mike Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Have you
man.
guys seen the new Beavis
Such a
and
nice man.
Butthead episodes?
Not yet.
No.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
There's a new movie and that's really good, but the new show, it's episodic. I think it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
One of those. It's so
I used to watch that all the
funny.
time. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it.
I just texted him and I was like, dude, this is as good as the original show. You guys did it again. It's so
Did they
funny.
get the same voice actors back for the to play
Beavis and Butthead? It's a guy who does it really good, Mike Judge. They got him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Really? It just sounded like.
Guys.
Kumail, you're the best. Thank you for being here. We
Kumail.
love
You're
you.
the best,
It's-
Kumail.
It's been,
You're such a funny dude.
yeah.
And
I'm such a fan of you guys, all three of you. You're so good and your podcast is so funny, and I was really excited and nervous to do this. I
Boy,
really
you're a real nice fella. You were perfection.
Yeah.
no.
Nice and
Yeah.
easy. You got a conversational vibe to you. You're not just there to answer questions. I mean,
No, he's very
guys,
conversational.
right?
He's
Quick,
confrontational
just a little-
too. He likes to be confrontational. Kumail, I'll see you at the gym. Obviously, we work out together a lot.
Whoa.
We're on the same
Oh, I don't know if it's obvious, but yeah.
program.
You're in fantastic shape, Will. You really are.
You really are.
Yeah.
Not Marvel shape, but
I'm not Marvel shape. No.
maybe just a week or two away.
Kumail, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, pal.
Dude, it's great to have you. Great to see you. And, just continued success in everything
Yeah.
you do.
Thank you. I can't wait to see the new season of Murderville. It was so good. Such a great show. And I'm sure you guys are fantastic on it. Thanks for having me.
We had fun.
Thanks,
Thank
pal.
you.
We had fun.
Good to see
Thank you, pal.
Okay.
Thanks, Kumail.
Bye,
Bye.
Kumail.
Bye. Nice to
Love
meet
you.
Love you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
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 Easy squeezy.
Easy squeezy.
Like,
Soft and sleazy.
I like that Kumail a lot.
I like him too. Sean, I don't know why, why do you always say such bad things about him? He's great.
I
Yeah.
love him. I'm such a big fan.
I know, me
I
too.
didn't know, I would watch his stand up and whenever he's on a talk show because I think he's so fun extemporally.
Sorry.
Close
What
enough.
was that?
Keep going.
Extemporally?
Mhm.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Not really, but keep
Okay.
going.
But he speaks, I don't know, whatever. But no, he's just funny off the cuff, I'll say that.
Yeah,
And
he is.
and
He is.
and a lot of people don't have that gift, and so he's always been entertaining just speaking. So
Nice fella,
I love
comfortable in his skin, chit chat in a way.
and by the way, works endlessly.
Yeah.
He's like a huge star now. It's
He's
amazing.
a huge
So
star, and
cool.
he works really, really hard. And you're right, he's just very naturally funny
Yeah,
in such a great, refreshing way.
yeah. How about? I love the stories about if you haven't seen him, you can watch his stuff online or whatever about his family and getting married and the person who married them and what went wrong at the wedding. Like, it's so
Yeah, I
funny.
want to see his stand-up stuff.
Fantastic guest, just like they all are.
Yes, amen. Hey, Sean, what's the rest of your day?
I have to go work out, believe it or not. I have to, let me see. I'm going to look
Why
at my
have
calendar.
to? Why do you have to? Were you training for something?
I guess I'm going to land on not. Sorry, you said blue.
No, I have
And then
to-
what's after the workout?
We're going to go celebrate Scotty's birthday a little bit.
What does that involve?
Starting at what
What
time?
is it?
That's
Probably like
day plans?
5 or 6. We're going to eat a nice dinner together, just us. And then
At 5.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What is that? What does that constitute? What will
Well,
that
it's
be?
funny. I have somebody coming over to help us make pizza.
Okay.
Because it's complicated. Yep, go ahead. And then after the pizza, so now it's 6:15. What
Do you
happens
guys
now?
do you lay a sheet cake out in the morning and you just graze it all day? What's the?
I have somebody named, we call her the cake lady. She makes the best cakes. I'll give her your
Really?
number. Or I'll give you her number. She's the best. She makes the best cakes. And she makes these huge cakes, and they're like $20.
Huh? I'll bet they're not great.
No, they're
would like
great.
that.
They're amazing.
Hey, so then, do you have a cake already ready
Yeah,
for
well,
Scott
it's a
tonight?
surprise. I always put a funny photo of him somewhere on, like, you know how they scan it on the cake.
So then at 6:15, pizza's done, cake's in the mouth. It's 6:30. Now, what's the rest of the night after that?
Or if not.
No, but
No,
Sorry. No, but
is that premiering tonight?
it did last night, but we didn't get around to it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm super
All
excited.
right.
you guys watching Lego Masters? Is that what it was? You were watching Lego
I'm
Masters?
so
Oh, is that tonight?
angry. I didn't record
Wait,
that
when is
last
that,
night.
Will?
All
Wednesdays,
day
9 o'clock
yesterday,
on
I was-
Fox.
Wait,
I
when did it
haven't said
premiere?
Last night. It's okay, guys.
Oh.
I mean, Goodnight Oscar is getting a lot of play. It doesn't open for another fucking 2 years.
Well, but we've covered Murderville and Lego
Yeah.
Masters so far on this
No,
episode, right?
Goodnight
There we
Oscar
go.
opens April 7th, 2023.
Wait. So you're telling me that I can see it in April,
Right.
provided I have a ticket,
Right.
and I don't want a free
Right.
one. I want to be able to buy.
Buy the tickets! Buy Oscar! Buy!
Smart.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Rob Armjarv, Bennett Barbaco, and Michael Granteri.
SmartLess.
Our next episode will be out in a week wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can listen to it right now early on Amazon Music, or early and ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.